Part 2.
This document, but I don't speak German, even though Schwegel is technically a German name. LOL. This tornado occurred exactly in what I call the Northern Europe Tornado Alley. It encompasses northern France, Luxembourg, Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, and parts of Poland. A much more
In Czech
recent
Republic.
event occurred near the same spot in 2015. On May 5th, a large wedge tornado struck the German town of Butzow, where cars, small structures, and trees were heavily damaged. This tornado was given an EF3 rating with winds around 150 miles per hour. Now, for a moment, I want to focus in on a specific tornado hotspot within this greater tornado alley. This is a very active tornado region featuring northern France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Western Germany, and all of the Netherlands. Let's just go over a few recent events in this region. On August 9th, 2019, an F3 tornado hit southern Luxembourg. Just look at those multiple vortices.
No, twisters, sisters.
Speeds of around 150 miles per hour, putting it in the F3 range. There were 2 seriously injured and over 100 homes damaged in the event. Earlier that year, on May 13th, 2019, an F3 tornado hit western Germany. This tornado practically occurred on the Belgium-German border. The tornado hit the town of Rodigen, damaging over 40 homes. You can even see the tornado scar on Google Earth.
Wow.
On May 20th, 2022, a tornado in western Germany injured over 40 individuals and even took the life of one man. Look at that. This is one of the most defined wedge tornadoes I've seen in Europe. Belgium gets struck all the time, including this tornado in 2020, this tornado in 2021, and even one as recently as last month on January 3rd, 2024. So far, we've only looked at F2 and F3 tornadoes, but if you want an F4 rated tornado, we don't even have to go that far back. One occurred as recently as 2008 in northern France. This damage is very reminiscent of Tornado Alley in the US. Absolutely devastating. In this same area, we even have an ultra-rare, ultra-powerful F5. This is known as the Paluel F5.
67.
Took the lives of 6 people and injured over 30 when it tore through the streets of Paluel, France, destroying buildings, throwing cars, lifting houses, with winds in excess of 200 miles per hour. This F5 was the strongest tornado of 1967, not just in Europe, but the entire world. It was also part of a larger tornado outbreak known as the 1967 Western Europe tornado outbreak. In addition to this F5, there were 4 F3s and 1 F4. Also within this tornado hotspot is the Netherlands. And the Netherlands is kind of known actually as Europe's tornado alley. And that is in large part because it gets a ton of waterspouts off of the coast. Every year I see crazy videos of waterspouts hitting this area. It's just super active, super crazy. So it's like a little mini tornado hotspot within the hotspot that's within the alley, if that makes sense. And these tornadic waterspouts can be very hazardous. For example, in 1972, 7 were killed and over 90 were injured when a tornadic waterspout hit the island of Almond. Just a few years ago, a man died when a tornadic waterspout came ashore over the town of Zierikzee on June 27th, 2022. And of course, there's the story of NLM Cityhopper Flight 431 mentioned in the intro. A very tragic story, and it just goes to show that even a weak F1 European tornado is still a serious hazard. Overall, this hotspot is extremely active. If you live in Europe and you want to see a tornado, move to like right here. That's your best chance right there. Before we get to the most active tornado region in Europe, a few quick honorable tornado alley mentions. There's the Polish tornado alley in south central Poland. This region was particularly active between 2003 and 2008, as it saw 4 F3s within that stretch of time. That's quite a bit for such a small area. I also want to mention an F4 tornado that I recently covered in my Out of Place Tornadoes video. This tornado hit southern Moravia within the Czech Republic. It occurred on June 24th, 2021, making it the most recent F4 tornado to occur in Europe. Alright, there's another significant part of Europe that gets really extreme tornadoes, and that's Italy. Italy actually has 3 tornado alleys within itself. There's the one near Rome that had an EF3 as recently as 2016, resulting in 2 fatalities. There's also a bit of a hotspot near the heel within the Italian boot, a very active waterspout region. But what I want to focus on is a very active tornado alley in northern Italy, an area that I call the Northern Italian Tornado Corridor. This area is very similar to Tornado Alley in the US, but instead of getting warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico, we get warm, moist air from the Mediterranean Sea. This humid air then mixes with the cool, dry air from the Alps, and boom, You get yourself a tornado alley.
Dang.
This hotspot had an F4 tornado as recent as July 8th, 2015. A large cone-shaped tornado struck the Riviera del Brenta, a region near Venice known for its villas and waterways. The tornado caused significant structural damage to the towns of Dolo and Mira, including a large two-story villa, restaurant, and hotel from the 17th century, which was completely leveled to the ground. Many other structures were also severely damaged or destroyed, including holes from flying debris, damage to external walls, and partial or complete roof loss. There was only one confirmed fatality, but another F4 that occurred around the same location in 1970 would result in 36 fatalities. Most of the deaths were the result of a capsized ferry on the island of St. Helena. 21 people perished when a Venice public transport ferry was launched into the air and forcefully returned to the surface. About 60 people were on board during the incident, and witnesses say that the ones who survived were the ones that were blown out while it was in the air. This F4 was long-tracked, traveling over 70 kilometers with winds around 200 miles per hour. That's not the most powerful tornado to strike this area. That belongs to the July 24th, 1930 Montello F5.
Montello?
Perhaps the second most powerful tornado to strike Europe in recorded history after the 1764 Boydek, Germany tornado. This tornado produced extreme damage, with winds in the 250 miles per hour plus range. It even destroyed a large church made out of stone. It traveled over 80 kilometers, resulting in 21 fatalities and 110 injuries. The church was so badly damaged that they actually had to demolish the remaining tower, shown here. Today, the North Italian tornado corridor is way more populated than it was back in 1930. So if a similar tornado event happened in modern times, it would be extremely devastating. Spain and Portugal don't see much tornadic activity. Sometimes you get a couple things on the coast in Portugal. But fun fact, the oldest ever depiction of a tornado occurred in Spain. This is from a tapestry known as the Conquest of Tunis. And do you see this tornado right here next to this mountain? That's the oldest depiction ever discovered of a tornado. Pretty cool. Well, that concludes the video on Europe's tornado alleys. Let me know some significant tornado events that I missed. Scandinavia, not much is going on here, sorry. Eastern Europe, I kind of neglected you, I apologize. Also, we have a ton of tornado videos coming
Ukraine?
out because tornado season is upon us. So be sure to subscribe for more